Hello, everybody, and indeed, Chicago Tony V here, and I wanted to share a little bit of a story with you, something that happened to me. I was traveling last week. I was out of the house, a few days, and staying in a hotel room. And in my travels, once I got situated, now I was in the Midwest, we'll say somewhere in Wisconsin, okay, nondescript, rural. I was in a hotel and I decided to go out to get a bite of and I decided to go out to get a bite to eat. Now I'll tell you, this was nothing fancy. It was not slovenly either. Let's just say middle of the road. Went to a restaurant. I got a sandwich. I got a nice salad, and I got a bottle of water. And I was charged $43. $43. $43. Okay. This is just another indicator of the food prices. They have gone completely insane. Let's see, my hat's bothering me. Does this look good? The food prices have gone completely insane. Food inflation is out of control. Of course, energy inflation is very, very bad as well. So after paying $43 for one simple meal, I said to myself, there's no way I'm going to keep eating out this trip. Now, is it going to just destroy me if I have to eat out at those prices here and there? No, of course not. But it's the principle of the thing. I just can't imagine spending that kind of money to eat out. And so I had to come up with a plan B. Now, as luck would have it, I always, these days, keep my car packed with a few things. I have a very nice get-home bag. I have all sorts of supplies in my get-home bag. And essentially, if I needed to, I could camp for days. I could live in the woods. You know, I have all sorts of stuff in my get-home bag. Something else I keep in my car is a camp stove. You know, I like the idea of being able to pull over and cook for myself if I really feel like it. So I happen to have a very nice camp stove in my car. As a matter of fact, I was trying out a new one. It is the Jetboil Stash, I believe is what it's called. I hadn't even opened it yet, but it was in my car. And I just decided that's it. I'm cooking for myself for the rest of this trip. I had essentially 2 full days ahead of me, and I had to account for those meals. And so I headed on over to the grocery store and just picked up a few things. I can't tell you how good it feels. You know, when you have spent a whole lot of money on one thing, more than you wanted to spend, and then you have a plan B that is going to save you a lot of money, and really, in reality, it's going to taste much better. My happy place is cooking for myself. I actually enjoy my own meals more than I enjoy going out to the restaurants because I can make things exactly the way I want them made. It's not bad. It's a pretty good deal. At any rate, I went to the grocery store and I wanted to share with you guys. You know, I kind of took this mentality of it's going to be like I'm camping, sort of, but I'm going to be in a hotel. So the main meal, something I'm most proud of, and I really enjoyed. I made like a chicken and noodle dish, ramen noodles, of course. I made this with my camp stove, and I wasn't really prepared to shoot video. I shot a little bit of video with my phone, but essentially, let's see if I can remember all the parts. Of course, ramen noodles, chicken broth. That's what I boil the noodles in. Of course, canned chicken. I always like to use the Mrs. Dash spices. I like their garlic blends the best. I went ahead and boiled up that chicken broth, put the ramen noodles, the chicken, and the Mrs. Dash spices inside, and I boiled those suckers for 3 minutes. Then I turned off the flame, and I added some Idahoan potatoes. I think I had 4 cheese flavor if I remember correctly. I added about 3 tablespoons. This was to thicken up the broth. and it really adds a nice flavor as well. I just stirred that right in the cup and just ate right out of the cup. And you know what? It was delicious. It really was. It was pretty good. I was very happy. It was so easy. That was my first time ever using this Jetboil Stash stove. And it was a fun little experiment. And it just has me thinking, maybe it's something you guys can think of doing. Keep a little camp stove in your car. As I said before, it's fun to be able to pull off willy-nilly, pull over somewhere into some parking lot, and just make yourself a nice lunch as if you're camping. These camp stoves these days are so good, and I actually have so many camp stoves. I could make endless videos just on camp stoves. Maybe I should do that. It's fun to do, and my story today maybe highlights that it was a darn good thing that I had a camp stove in my car. So it all worked out. I had a great meal. I also kept some cottage cheese. Now I'll tell you, as luck would have it, I had a refrigerator in the hotel, and that helped a lot. Now there's another dish, another something that I found at the grocery store that I'll just report on. It ended up working very well because, again, keep in mind, I'm in the mode of I want to eat well. I want to try to eat sort of healthfully if I can. And I want to feel like the food is delicious and substantial. Well, I found this product by a company called the Little Potato Company. They had microwave-ready packages of whole potatoes, little red potatoes. The one I purchased was the garlic parsley flavor. You could sprinkle some seasonings over there. Of course, I put some butter in there as well. Oh, that reminds me, I put butter in the ramen too. Butter. That's the ingredient I forgot to tell you guys about. At any rate, I went ahead and microwaved up those little potatoes, right? It takes 5 minutes to microwave. Now, I microwaved them, I tried them, and then I microwaved them for another 2 minutes. So it took me 7 minutes. But by golly, they were very well cooked. They were delicious. And by the time I finished that whole thing, it was a pound of potatoes, it looks like on the package, a pound of potatoes. And it was delicious. It was a great way to go. So essentially, I skirted the system. I economized. I cooked for myself on the road in a hotel. It was like I was hotel camping. You know what? I did the same thing. I brewed my coffee too. I decided I'm not going anywhere to pay these exorbitant prices for anything. So I brewed my own coffee. I had, I think these flavored Vienna coffee things. My mom used to drink those when I was a kid. Anyway, I brewed some of that again in my Jetboil stove. I have a couple of different Jetboil stoves. I really like them. As I said, I have so many camp stoves. I think they're super fun. Maybe, I guess, is it a hobby of mine? I guess it is. Anyway, save money. Avoid this food inflation by cooking for yourself. Okay, we've got to cut corners. We've got to get as efficient as possible. And I'm here to tell you, it's kind of a fun adventure as well. Maybe we should have been doing this even when the price of food was a song and a dance, right? When it was cheap. Okay, that's my story for today. Thank you for watching. I'll see you next time. Take care.